Still up in the air as votes are being counted in key races. As it stands, Republicans appear likely to take control of the House, but any majority would be razor thin. And they're tied with Democrats in the battle for the Senate at 48 seats apiece. White House correspondent MaryAlice Parks joins me live now for more on that. MaryAlice, of the 4 Senate races left, Alaska's Senate race is almost certainly going to the Republicans. Georgia's Senate race is headed for a runoff on December 6th. Where do those last 2 races, Nevada and Arizona, where do they stand?
Yeah, votes are still coming in. They're still counting the votes. These are 2 states that have a long tradition of early voting and mail-in voting. And so with close races there, this is to be expected. It just takes a while to open all of those ballots, to count all of those ballots. We remember that from a few years ago. In Arizona, right now, the Democrat does seem to have a more sizable lead, but there is still quite a lot of outstanding vote. I do think between the 2, Democrats are feeling a little bit more confident about their chances in Arizona. Mark Kelly has been, a popular senator. Like I said, he has a little bit more of a lead, but there's still a lot of outstanding vote to be counted both here and in Nevada.
Now, Democrats outperformed expectations. Republicans didn't get this red wave that they had predicted. What else surprised you about these elections?
Yeah, Dan, there's been a lot of talk about the Trump factor. I was in New Hampshire covering the elections, and the candidates that Trump endorsed, both of them lost by a lot more than Republicans were even thinking. They thought they'd be close. They thought they would win. But I was struck that it wasn't really just Trump himself that came up on the campaign trail, but some really pretty far right and extreme culture conversations in the final days that I think was really off-putting to a lot of independent voters. A lot of those Trump-backed candidates talked about things like trans rights. They talked about a radical gay agenda taking over schools. And I think that language was just a little bit too far for some of those more independent voters that really were looking at issues like the economy and abortion and energy prices first and foremost. So I think right now the Republicans are kind of doing a lot of work sort of reassessing not only which candidates they picked, but which issues they focused on. Diane.
Now, Democrats still have a path to keeping control of the House. So what does that look like?
Yeah, it's narrow. It would be tough for them. They would basically need everything out west to still swing their way. But it is possible. There are a lot of races that still haven't been called yet. And actually, it's not just out west. I was tracking a race out in Connecticut that still hasn't been called yet. There's a Democrat there who's trying to hang on to her seat. So basically, at this point, they would need everything to continue to break their way. Remember, they went in with only about a 5-seat margin. So it was always going to be incredibly tough for Democrats to keep their majority. Right now, it is still looking more likely that Republicans have the majority, but it is definitely going to be a thin one at that if they do win, Diane.
All right, MaryAlice Parks, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.